a warm welcome to everyone who has just joined us. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a space where the right message finds you. And now, let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. Yay! So, just a second, opening our wheel. And seems like Bob liked Robin's, suggestion. Okay. So, my loves, this is our wheel of wisdom. And as you guys can see, this wheel contains the name of 51 transformational books that I have read over the past 10 years of my life. And now, what we're going to do is I invite you to take a moment and ask yourself, what do I need guidance on today? Okay, so the book that came up is The Buddha is Still Teaching by Jack Kornfield. So let's receive some beautiful wisdom from the Buddha. Okay, just a second, opening our beautiful book. Mhm. So this is like the cover of the book. The Buddha is still teaching. And now let me choose some numbers so that we can play a game together. So give me a second. Mhm. So, my dear ones, before I share the numbers, let me share a quick instruction or the rules of the game, kind of. So, in a moment, I'm going to ask you guys to pick a number between certain numbers. And I do not want you guys to rush. Take your time, see which number pops up first in your mind, and then share your chosen number in the comments. I will go through all your comments and pick a number that my intuition feels most called to. Okay? Deal? So, here we go. Pick a number between 14 to 222. Yay. Thank you, Robin, Priscilla, Bob, David, Sarah, Essie. Oh, okay. We have two numbers, the same numbers. That too, like simultaneously. Interesting. Thank you, Kimberly. So, thank you everyone who shared the numbers here. But since the same number came up twice, which has been chosen by David and Sarah, we're going to go with that number because it is coming up like a lot. And even like in Essie's number, there is 37. So that is like, hmm, we got in a way like a hat trick. So let's go with page number 37 and let's see what really, really wants to come out of this page. Okay, page number 37. Mhm. Oh, okay. So there is, so I think in this like book there are um teachings from different famous teachers in Buddhist tradition. And this one is by Dalai Lama and it is from the book The World of Tibetan Buddhism. So the heading here is Joy in the Welfare of Others. So the author says, or Dalai Lama says, we should reflect upon and make serious efforts to dissolve our attitude that views ourselves and others as being separate and distinct. We have seen that insofar as the wish to gain happiness and to avoid suffering is concerned, there is no difference at all. The same is also true of our nature, of our natural right to be happy. Just as we have the right to enjoy happiness and freedom from suffering, all other living beings have the same natural right. So, wherein lies the difference? The difference lies in the number of sentient beings involved. When we speak of the welfare of ourselves, we are speaking of the welfare of only one individual, whereas when the welfare of others encompasses the well being of an infinite number of beings. From that point of view, we can understand that others' welfare is much more important than our own. If our own and others' welfare were totally unrelated and independent of one another, we could make a case for neglecting others' welfare. But that is not the case. I am always related to others and, and heavily dependent on them. While I am an ordinary person, while I am on the path, and also once I have achieved the resultant state, you should examine whether by remaining selfish and self centered, despite the validity of above points, you can still achieve happiness and fulfill your desires. If that were the case, then pursuit of your selfish and self-centered habits would be reasonable course of action. But it is not. The nature of our existence is such that we must depend on the cooperation and kindness of others for our survival. It is an observable fact that the more we take the welfare of others to heart and work for their benefit, the more benefit we attain for ourselves. So, this reading, this message is to remind you that, is to remind all of us that, you know, every single sentient being has the same right to be happy, to not suffer, to, to feel loved, to live a more peaceful life as we have. So, if not more, you know, when doing something, instead of thinking about how it is going to only impact me and me, me, myself, instead of being focused on that, which we are focused on if we think of ourselves as separate and distinct from other people. But when we bring this, you know, this fact that everyone has those same needs, everyone feels all of these emotions that I have felt, everyone feels sad, everyone wants to be happy, everyone has had some loss in their life. So when we bring that to the fore, when we like hold that in our awareness, when we live by that, then that distinctness, that separateness dissolves because we see ourselves as one with everyone who has the same needs, the same emotions, the same wants, the same fears, like a different flavor of it, but overall the same. So that dissolves, and that naturally gives rise to, compassion, to kindness. And when we do that, when we, take a step towards kindness, towards compassion, towards keeping the well-being of other person also in our mind when we are taking a certain action, making sure that it doesn't harm me, like it is not an action of self-sabotage. And similarly, it does not harm anyone else, that that I'm only caring about myself. So that becomes a natural way of being when we hold that common humanity in our heart, that everyone has the same right to be happy, has the same right to be free from suffering. And I am going to, do my part in that. I'm not going to violate that right of anyone intentionally, at least. So that was the reading that wanted to come through from our first beautiful book. So hope that it resonated with you, David, Sarah, and even maybe Essie at some level. Or, maybe like this was an invitation to like hold that intention in your heart for today or for this week, and see how that impacts you. Because research has shown that when we do something good for others, it brings us more happiness, more fulfillment, and it is even more long lasting compared to when we do something good for ourselves. And it doesn't mean that don't do anything about yourself, don't think about yourselves, but at least we can, not harm anyone else. We can hold that kind of intention to treat everyone as an equal, like they have as much as an equal right to be respected, no matter their gender, social status, financial status, color, whatever it is. They have the same right to be respected as I have, you know. So, okay, David says that was wonderful. And if everyone lives with those values, our world would be a far better place. Exactly, David. It would be. And I love it that I get to, like, experience this kind of um, thinking here in the space, uh, like so many people who believes in this way, even if I don't encounter them in my real world, in my world, I get to see them, to meet them, to connect with them like this, with you like this, who hold similar values. So this is like a nice, beautiful space to be in. Sarah says, thank you, Anisha. Beautiful message. Thank you, Sarah, for letting me know that it landed within your heart. Ah, Bob says, as to our animal friends and plant friends, it has resonated to me. Thank you, Bob, for letting me know that. And exactly, sentient beings involves animals, involves all kind of living beings and plants, and I think some other in Buddhism, like a lot of different species, organisms. Yeah, I think that. So yeah, like anything that you think has life, just do not cause any harm to that. That's it. And maybe try living that way today, just today, at least today. Okay. So this was our first reading, which was a beautiful, beautiful read. And now let me read David's beautiful comment, and then we will move on to our second book. Okay. David says, I met the Dalai Lama once purely by accident, and I like to believe it was for a very good reason, something I will never forget. Wow, that is so amazing, David. Wow. I can only imagine, like the feeling just by being in the same space as him. So thank you for sharing that and allowing us to visualize that also. Bob says, I'm so sorry. I have got to go early. Please forgive me, everyone. Please forgive me, everyone. Talk soon. I found out yesterday the water. can listen to us. Uh, yeah, I think I heard about an experiment where, like you said, beautiful, beautiful words, like positive words, nice, kind words to water. And then I think some scientists, froze it. And the ones that you said beautiful words to, positive words to, it's like, I think, form beautiful shapes. Whereas the water that you said some negative words to, didn't form those beautiful shapes, something like that. So I heard about that experiment. And yeah, in itself, as Robin said, water is very healing. At least I find it very, very healing. Just even to just like, you know, it's just a very calming, soothing, grounding feeling to just even land your hand on the surface of water. Uh, So yeah, I love water. That's why I drink so much water. Okay, so yeah, that's just and yeah, bye Bob. Hope you have uh, a day of more ease today. Okay, Bob says we are made up of 70 to 80% water. Exactly. So yeah, you know, David says kindness is a free gift we can give to everyone. Perfect. True. Mm. Oh, so we are going to give that gift to ourselves and to others in our life. If we just hold like one intention like these and live a day in alignment with that, you know, it would just add so much meaning to our life, right, David? Okay, so now let us spin the wheel again. So hold in your mind whatever it is that you need guidance on. Okay, so the book that came up is Oneness with Life. Eckhart Tolle. This book has been written by him, and let's open this beautiful book and let's be one with our life. Mhm. This is the cover of the book, Oneness with Life. And now I'm choosing some numbers so that we can play a game together. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 10 to 47. And again, no rush, take your time. I am going to pick a number based on my intuition randomly, okay? So just share the number that comes up first in your mind in the comments. Okay, Priscilla was quick. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Kimberly. And welcome. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Joe. I think someone else chose 44 before, like before in the previous reading. Ah, yeah, it was Robin. Okay. Thank you, David. Anyone else who would like to choose a number and receive a reading? Okay. Mhm. Okay, seems like everyone who wanted to share a number has done so. So now let me pick a number. Mhm. Okay, let's go with page number 44 that has been chosen by Joe. So let's see what wants to come through. So the heading of this chapter is the inner body. So the author says, if you are not familiar with inner body awareness, close your eyes for a moment and find out if there is life inside your hands. Don't ask your mind. It will say, I can't feel anything. Probably it will also say, give me something more interesting to think about. So instead of asking your mind, go to the hands directly. By this, I mean become aware of the subtle feeling of awareness, of aliveness inside your hands. It is there. You just have to go there with your attention to notice it. You may get a slight tingling sensation at first, then a feeling of energy or aliveness, and it will intensify. Then you can incorporate other parts of the body into that feeling until you are aware of the inner body as a global sense of aliveness diffused throughout the body. So, let me know, Joe, if you gave that a try as I was reading it. Like if you were, if you were able to bring your awareness to your hand and feel the aliveness within your hands. So maybe the universe is inviting you to give this practice a try, to maybe shift your attention to your body, give your body some attention right now. And it can be through this practice or through some other way, but maybe the universe is simply inviting you to bring your attention to your body because your body needs it right now. And I think, yeah, and coincidentally, if I don't know if you were here in this space from the start or not, but we did practice kind of like this, which is Yoga Nidra at the start of this. So, yeah, I think I would submit it today and it might take a week to release. But if you feel called, you can check it out later on when it gets published on my profile so that you can give it a try with some, guidance, or you can give it a try on your own. Joe says, thank you, Anisha. I am a Reiki master and totally aligned with the reading. Love that. ah, thank you, Joe, for sharing that. Yeah, for sharing that. And I'm glad that, this message feels aligned to what you do, to what you believe, and to what you have been working on yourself for a while. Okay. And now, hmm, so as I was like, sharing what came up from the reading, I was also feeling called to share two resources with you guys, which are completely free resources, all thanks to you guys. So, yeah. So the resources is a body scan practice, which is in alignment with this particular reading. So, as I said, the video that I have recorded at the start, which was a mini yoga nidra practice, it would be released in a while. But for now, if you feel called, then I have some like free tracks. One related to body scan, like different version of it, and the other is related to our first reading that we did today, which was, bringing to your awareness the needs of other people, like understanding that how you are not separate from other people, how you guys have the same, how everyone, all sentient beings, have the right to be happy, to be free from suffering. So, in that alignment and like being kind to them. So, have like two practices in relation to that. One is called Just Like Me, and the other one is called Loving Kindness or Metta Practice from Buddhism. So, all of these practices that I just talked to you about, you can find all of these free tracks by, give me a second, by going to my profile in the home section. When you scroll down, yeah, you will see a playlist section, and here you will find this 21-day mindfulness meditation challenge. So, here you will find all of these three practices: body scan, just like me, and loving kindness. And this basically contains all the free tracks made possible because of all the donations that came up in the lives. So, yeah, you can check them out. You can even go through the whole challenge if you feel like being more awake, being more alive, sorry, feeling more alive and feeling more aware as you go through your life. So, yeah, you can check it out if you feel called. David says, I recently learned a little about Reiki and was taught how can I use my own fingers to relieve the pain in my hands without any physical touch. It's amazing. Yeah, I have heard like wonderful things about this beautiful practice of Reiki. And yeah, I'm also thinking like I should give that a try. Like not teaching, like experiencing it once maybe. So thank you, like, David, for sharing that. And maybe you can get in touch with Joe and learn something more if you feel called. And for now, I'm just thinking, should I do one more reading or should we wrap the live? Oh, okay, I'm feeling called to wrap the live. So yeah, let's let me share with you a few things. If you feel called to stay, with me a little while more in a different way, then you guys can check out all of my offerings in two places. I'm not going to go in depth. I will just share where you can find it so that if you feel called, you can look into that. So, the first place is again, you can go to my profile, go to the home section, which is what usually opens. So, when you scroll down, by the way, if you guys don't know, there is like this new video feature on Insight Timer. It has been a few weeks now since it has been live. So, if you feel called to check out all the videos, which most probably are from the season 3 of Wheel of Wisdom, So I've recorded them and I've released all of them. So you can find it like in this video thing, video like section. So you will find all of these videos and you can check out if you find anything that resonates with you. Okay, yeah, but coming back. So when you go to the home section and when you scroll, you will find first this playlist section. So I have organized all of my content in the form of 5 playlists. This one is what I've recently added, which is called Therapy Tools and Techniques. So I think it has already 16 tracks, 16 different therapy techniques that you can see. You can give them a try and see if they resonate with what you're going through. But anyways, you can like check all of them out. This one is related to mindfulness. This is a mindfulness challenge. This one has nervous system regulation techniques. And I'm adding more and more techniques to this playlist to make it a total of 100 or more. Then there is this wheel of wisdom pick a meditation. So just like we pick a number here, I made a game out of this playlist, which also contains, I think, 68 free tracks, all of them free, so that anyone can access them. So you can play this game and let the intuition choose a meditation for you today. And you can check out this, which is little reminders for you. So whenever you're having a negative thought, you can just open it and see if there is a thought that you resonate with, that you are feeling right now. Like, I'm not good enough, I am broken, or, like, what if I make the wrong decision, and so on and so forth. I Today only one of them got released, which is called Whatever Happens, You Will Be Okay. So these are like 3 to 5 minute tracks, so that they're like very quick, short, and yet they shift your perspective. They fill you with hope, with, this feeling of empowerment. And, I created them in a way so that they feel soothing. So you can give them a try. I'm also adding more to this list. So, yeah, these are the 5 playlists you can check out. If you are new, you can explore my content here, or you can check out my courses. This is the second place. So, I have 7 of them. You can go through them and see if any of them resonate with you. So, that's where you can go next after the live if you feel called, or yeah, or you can share it with anyone you think that this would help them, and you can share that with them in alignment with the first reading in a way. So, yeah, that's it for today's live. I hope that you enjoyed the space, you found anything that you needed to hear today, or, you know, yeah, I'm just grateful that you choose to spend your precious, precious time with me. David says, thank you so much, Anisha, sending love and positive energy from across the world. Thank you, David. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for this kind support. I so appreciate your love, your support, and thank you for helping me keep this going. Okay. And okay, an update also regarding 2 things. I think in my 200th live, I shared that I might go on to a full time job and I might stop these lives. And I decided that I want to give this one more try and see if, doing this, doing what I love can, help me, you know, keep afloat financially. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm not going to stop doing lives. I'm not going to stop any of my offerings. I'm going to continue them. So there is that update. And although I am going to like focus more on like creating more premium stuff, I will create free tracks as well, but more premium ones, because that helps me keep all of this going. So yeah, and I would like really appreciate your support if you guys, can listen to it or can share it with others if you feel like this would be helpful for someone, only in that case, of course. So yeah, that is first update that I wanted to share with you guys. And the second update that I wanted to share with you was that my mom is back again. So as I said, I went to stay with her at, in the hospital. After the third time she got admitted because of her, heart surgery related complications. And now she's back home again. And for now, you know, the doctor has prescribed some medication. She is doing fine right now since the last few days. I'm grateful for that. And yeah, that's a little side update that I wanted to share with you guys in case anyone was wondering, because some of you guys sent a lot of beautiful wishes her way. So I want to let you know that she is doing fine. The medications are currently prescribed for any, for any probable cause. And let's see how that goes. So we'll update you how that goes or when she recovers fully. But I appreciate all the love that you sent her way, my family's way, and my way. David says, that's good news. Thank you. Yeah, it is, David. Thank you for, sending your love. Okay, so I bow down to the divine within all of you. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all feel valued. May you all live with ease. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow at the same time. So till then, take care. Bye bye.